Ah, yes, Jersey City, the bustling metropolis that has grown immeasurably the last 2 decades to become the financial engine of the Garden State and the destination city of the Northeast, second only to New York City. This burgeoning city has transformed into a jobs creation mecca, with all the trimmings of new housing and support amenities of restaurants, hotels, to complete a rarely seen metropolis makeover. Considered one of the most sustainable energy-using cities, or the greenest, Jersey City is on everyone's list. But how did it get there? Before the European colonization, the fertile lands that would become Jersey City were inhabited by Lenni Lenape Indians who harvested the land and hunted the forests in splendor. However, this land, with all its natural resources and proximity to the Hudson River, became a prime location for European settlers who in time ignited the world's industrial renaissance. Industry would flourish here, and with its proximity to Manhattan and New York Harbor, Jersey City evolved into a focal point of the American railroad system and a center for commerce and manufacturing. Jersey City would produce many goods in its factory and warehouse district, particularly chemicals. Jersey City grew into one of the most densely populated cities in the country, and as the nation grew, so did its needs for chemicals in various forms and quantities. Business boomed, and industry did rather well, but there was a cost. The legacy left behind these once great industrial giants is one filled with contaminated lands that present a considerable risk to surrounding neighborhoods filled with unsuspecting families. These health risk land parcels also infected the city's economy, since barren and undeveloped properties lay fallow instead of becoming viable use parcels where perhaps new parks could be developed for recreation or viable clean use industry could be established. However, Mayor Jeremiah Healy did something to change all that.
For more than 20 years, we've known about problems along Route 440, this site, and Garfield Avenue, and indeed many other sites throughout our city that have been affected and afflicted by chromium over the years. Today we're announcing that we are joining this effort, the City of Jersey City, and we are going to file suit to make sure that the people responsible for this contamination step up to the plate and do something about 2 things: remediating it, number 1, and also reimbursing the city for the lost development, lost business, and particularly for the lost ratables, tax ratables that we have been deprived of along Route 440 and other places in Jersey City because of the chromium contamination.
With a sound mandate, and a line was drawn in the sand, and the message was received. And as a result of vision-based bold actions, former industrial sites will be remediated and developed as open space for residents.
By resolving the lawsuits, we're opening the door to some tremendous things down on an area of the city, the west side, along 440, along the Hackensack River, the other waterfront, as they call it. We're opening the door for some great things. This is the first step, the settlement of the lawsuit. We will be allowed to move forward, and nothing will happen until it comes in front of this body, this governing body, whatever step that may be. The things that are out there in the offing, once we resolve and close out this lawsuit, is the cleanup of the acres of contaminated soil that are down there, creation of new parks covering almost 20 acres down there, construction of between 4,000 to 8,000 new residential units, including about 10% for inclusionary affordable housing, environmentally safe and energy efficient green buildings to be constructed down there, over 1 million square feet of commercial and retail space, school, library, public walkway along the Hackensack River, new mass transit, which we believe this will spur the state and the feds to help us get that light rail extended. Once they realize this is going to go forward, we believe we'll be able to get that. Modern and efficient DPW, MUA, and JCIA complex, creation of an estimated 10,000 construction jobs, about 4,000 units over a 20-year build-out, and that's the construction jobs. So we're talking about 500 construction jobs annually.
I'm happy that as a result of these actions, we have a settlement in principle with PPG, who has agreed to remediate the Garfield Avenue site to the strictest of residential cleanup standards pursuant to a 5-year schedule that will be overseen by a court-appointed site administrator.
Still, one of the most densely populated cities in America, Jersey City's need for open space has been clearly defined, and with new horizons identified on once fallow wastelands, those visions are becoming a reality. Creating a vision for future land development doesn't happen in a vacuum. Jersey City recently passed a master parks plan after an unprecedented public participation process with detailed meetings in all 5 wards of the city. The plan calls for refurbishing of existing parks and proposes adding 100 acres for the creation of several new parks. With this plan in place, residents can count on the improvement of at least one park in every ward every year for the next 10 years, with more than half the land acquisition and construction costs coming from grants, not loans. And finding a gem within. By rejecting competing plans for development, Mayor Jeremiah Healy saved historic Reservoir 3 and has developed plans for a natural oasis in the middle of the city.
I think it has become clear, not just to all of you folks who are here already, but to me and to others and to citizens and to council members, that we believe that it is in the best interest of the city of Jersey City and our 240,000 plus residents to keep this reservoir, to the south of us, as passive open space.
But nothing could be more important than the saving of an eco-oasis. That's really what this is, and saving it so that you don't have to go too far to find open space, and not just open space, but species, critters. You know, as I say with my kids, it's important for city kids to be able to get out and understand more than just fresh air, but what open space provides.
Another example is the PJP landfill, which will be converted into commercial use, the AMB warehouse. This warehouse, which is under construction, will create hundreds of jobs and is already providing property tax revenue to our treasury, which the site had never produced in the past. The other 32 acres of the PJP landfill were slated to be capped and closed off to the public this spring through a remediation plan submitted to the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency and the New Jersey Department of Environmental Protection. This plan was approved and would have made the 32 acres a no-go zone surrounded by barbed wire. We refused to accept this and fought for a better method of remediation and a different future for this property along our Hackensack River. Instead of barbed wire and a no-go zone, we have succeeded in securing a new waterfront park we're calling Marion Greenway. This park will host 2 sorely needed soccer fields, an artificial surface practice field, a long sought after open space along our waterfront down there, and a mile-long jogging path and an extension of the Hackensack River Walkway.
Already known as one of the most sustainable cities in America, in Jersey City, 10% of its residents walk to work, while another 50% use mass transportation. However, Mayor Jeremiah Healy and the City Council saw the need to change the way city government operates so that it will have the least damaging impact upon the environment as possible. And how does Jersey City go green, you ask? Just take a look. From our historic beginnings onto our industrial footprints and to our brighter, cleaner, and greener days ahead, Jersey City is still on the move and a cut above all the rest.